Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. We are excited to be in this quantum realm talking about your superpower, quantum healing, and timeline jumping. My guest today is beautiful Maria Martinez, who's a multidimensional healer. And she's here to share with us these fascinating topics about us being the quantum human. Hi, Maria. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is very exciting. I'm so excited to be here with all of you.
Yes, we are excited for this topic. And when we're talking about the quantum human and our superpower, our multidimensionality, what does that mean to you to be a quantum human?
That's a great question. And when I feel into that question, it's an expansion of potentiality and possibility and probability and expectancy all at once. It's and us understanding that we are conscious creators, that there are no limits to what we can create, no limits to what we can heal within ourselves.
I love it. There's no limits. There's
Mhm.
absolutely no limits. We're just going to do a little sound check. Folks are saying that they can't hear you too well, but we're going to stabilize the field with our superpower.
Mhm.
So, okay. Thank you for that comment. So then our superpowers, as there's no limits to what we are, what are some of the superpowers that we can expect to bring online? This would be all of our sentient abilities, our clairs, right? And
Mhm.
so that is what makes us multidimensional, but how do we bring in our superpowers?
Yeah, I think the first thing that we want to understand is that we already have, and at some point in time, we either neglected them, we avoided them, we didn't even realize they were there, because went through experiences in life that created not knowing or created not understanding what it was about, made us different. We have different abilities, and the first ability or the ability that a lot of us have is that ability to know. I mean, there's really a formula to find out what you came in with as your primary, and then obviously the other ones are available to you. But the knowing is so important. And that's, I feel like when I meet the different people, that's the one they really have that is really strong. But what happened in their childhood or throughout their life is that they stop trusting it. They stop trusting themselves. So then in that sense, that kind of goes dormant or they put that aside. And then when they work on activating other abilities, that obviously as that can come back, but they open other abilities like their ability to see, their ability to hear. The when I'm asked, how did you how did you develop yours? Well, I was fortunate to remember. Like I said, we come in with these abilities and often we forget. I was fortunate to remember. I was fortunate to be in that state of play for a very long time with my angels and my guides and that magic and wonder that I didn't forget I had them, but I did feel a bit out of place. I didn't really see the value of them when I was young because nobody around me was expressing them. So many people go through that same sort of situation where nobody's really like them. So they want to be like somebody else. They want to be like their parents. They want to fit in. So they start dimming them down. And I did a little bit of that at the beginning. And then, of course, there was an awakening within me in my teen years that activated all of that. And that's what I see in a lot of people that they come in and there's a knowing or there's an ability. One of them is open and it goes dormant because something happens in their life, some kind of trauma, and then it's reawakened. And often they don't know what to do with it, or often it becomes a little bit distracting because it becomes sort of like this wonderful thing about them that makes them unique, but they're not really harnessing the power of it to create the life that they desire. And that's when they start stepping into their awakening. They stepping into who am I truly in this world, and what else, what else is available to me? My ability to know, my ability to see, my ability to hear, my ability to experience life very different.
Yes, yes, really beautiful how we do shut it down. And so it's really important for all of us, even with the children that are on the planet now that are literally coming in with their DNA activated. However, we can support those children. I think that there is a new world to support those children so that
Mhm.
we don't shut them down anymore. So that brings me great hope that the next round of beings coming in don't have to go through the shutdown phase of it. So I see a world where that's going to be magnificent, actually.
Mhm.
So we just have a couple more years or a decade or so for this to fully be anchored on our planet. All right, we're going to talk more about this beautiful conversation. I'm going to just interject and see if we can do something with your sound. I don't know. It sounds like it's in a tin can. So I don't know if you want to try something.
Let me see if I can switch.
Do you know original sound for a musician? And now I can't hear you at all. Yes, I still cannot hear you. Bear with us, everyone. It'll be great when we get this.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear that.
Is that better or the same?
Keep talking for a little bit.
Okay, yes, this is an external mic. I can actually switch to just the headphones if that's better. Is this okay, or should I switch?
Well, let's go with that. That sounds good for now. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
okay.
Yes, so we were talking about we stop trusting ourselves, that we all have this when we come in and we stop trusting ourselves. And so for many of us, it is a remembering of these gifts.
Mhm.
And so as you came in and your family was very supportive of your gifts and never really caused you to shut them down. So that gives you such a big heads up in or a leg up in the world. And so as we become more multidimensional, or we expand our awareness of multidimensionality, we have to trust ourselves again. How do you help people trust the information that they're getting and that they're not crazy, that it really is a good experience that they're having?
Yeah. What I also wanted to add to your prior question about activating the gifts, there are many ways of activating through meditation, through healing, and that's one of the things that I'll be talking about to answer your question. Healing, coming back into alignment, connecting to who we are, as well as reintegrating all the parts of ourselves, our fragments of ourselves that we've left in their other expressions, in other lifetimes, or in other timelines. When we can reintegrate those parts of ourselves, then we are more connected to the divine light within us, more connected to the intelligence, and we reawaken because we feel more whole, we feel more complete. So that's one way of reintegrating. And it's a process. It's a process of, first of all, seeing yourself and recognizing that you're more than the body, that you're a beautiful, powerful divine being, having a human experience, and that you choose to be here, not as a victim, but as creator. And when we can shift from life is happening to me and all these things, events in my life that are happening to I am the creator and I chose this as an expression of my evolution. And I chose to be in this body and I enrolled my soul family to be on this journey with me so that they can teach me, help me grow, so they can facilitate my ascension. Then we move more into power. So when we stop moving um, toward victim and then start moving toward creation, then we realign with that divine power within divine will with us. And we also align with our divine mission. So that creates a resilience within ourselves. It creates a resilience. It also creates, it strengthens our knowing. It strengthens trust in ourselves. because we're no longer judging what happened in our life. We're no longer judging ourselves for what we did or didn't do or the way we showed up in life. We move into observation, and we move into that's an interesting experience. And what did I learn from that? We learn to see it as the ebbs and flow of our ascension and the opportunity for us to grow and up level versus I am the consequence or I am the result of that. So when we elevate above that and we move into the state of powerful alignment with who we are in creation, then we can reconnect with who we truly are. We start cultivating that relationship with the light, with source, with universe, with divine intelligence within us, with the quantum human that is powerful and beautiful and amazing and limitless.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. It is a grand awakening for all of us. And it's important to not lose sight of that. And again, you said it, the judging of ourselves. It's really important not to judge ourselves, not to compare ourselves, but just to move steadily in this. There's so much that can happen in the world where we can get knocked off kilter and we can feel like we're going backwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're like and so so when we get knocked off kilter, that's a trigger. That's something that is awakening us to something else that needs to be cleared. How do you clear the triggers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's part of the mastery that we're in. That's part of us in moving into I'm responsible for what I'm creating, what's happening in my life. We
Mhm.
learn to develop a new relationship with it instead of, oh my gosh, this is happening, to, oh, that's interesting. What is this about? Because what happens is a reflection of outside is what's happening inside of us. And when we look at what is that about and what's going on in here, then we can see I'm running unworthiness, I'm running undeservingness, feeling fearful, or I'm feeling like that's not available to me, like love or success or something's not available to me. So when we can identify what am I running in here that's creating outside, but it's reflecting back to me, then we can really start course correcting and designing our life because we move into conscious creation. We start creating from the place of intentionality and from the place of the things that we really want in life. So it's again, that's the mastery. That's a very powerful relationship with ourselves. We're no longer judging. We're experiencing ourselves as flow. We're experiencing ourselves as we're having this adventure that is happening. And in this adventure, we're learning. We're learning about the direction that we're going. We're learning about what we came here to do. We're learning about who we came here to be and become and embody and hold space for. So it's a very powerful way of looking at yourself and what's happening around you.
Yes, okay. And so there are people, here's the next question. There's people who are going through this in their own life, becoming aware of their abilities and their love again. And yet they could be with family members or friends that don't quite match that. And so what happens there? I know there are sometimes we get this question, how can we help our family?
Mhm.
But that's not always an easy answer. Sometimes the best help would be to just be the vibration.
Mhm.
What are you seeing with people and relationships that are shifting and changing at this
Mhm.
time? Are you seeing that as
I
we each
am.
wake up? And so that could be frightening for some who say,
Mhm.
I don't want anything to happen in my relationships. But
Mhm.
others may be waking up like, wow, this relationship is not good for me. So what do you make of that? And what do we do with that?
That's a good question, and actually has been coming up quite a bit, quite frequently because we're shifting and we're shifting very quickly, and many of us are just in that constant flow, constant transmutation. And when we look around us, our environment looks different. If others are not on that journey, then that relationship begins to look different. It doesn't feel as fulfilled, or doesn't feel as safe, or doesn't feel as prosperous. And when we look at that situation, instead of feeling fear, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this, or I'm going to lose this sort of construct that I have all this my life, we get to remember that we are all powerful beings and that each of us is on our journey. That you as an individual didn't come here to save anyone. You came here to hold space. You came here to be yourself. And sometimes we forget when we feel the fear of losing that relationship, that one could be the loss of that relationship, or if I change, then they're not going to love me, or that means I don't love them anymore. Or if I evolve too quickly or too fast or beyond them, then that means I don't love them. So these are all old stories that we have, and that create an entanglement and an attachment to others. But we all are all powerful, and we all have free will. If we choose to continue on our path and step into that higher beingness, then we are actually being the way shower for others. We are leading the way, we're shining the path forward, and we create an invitation for others to join us on that path. And especially if we love the people around us and we want them to be on the journey, we want to do that. We want to be that way show. We want to continue the path so that they can see what's available for them as well and then choose it for themselves. Obviously, we can't choose it for them. They have to choose it, but they will choose it in their divine timing. And the more we continue to say yes to us, the more they can see the possibility for them as well. So we want to think about our evolution in that way. We want to think about the relationships around us in that way, even the relationships that we're ready to let go of. If we hold on to that relationship, we don't grow and they don't grow, right? And that's what we came here to do. If we're unhappy, then they're unhappy. So we get to choose happiness for ourselves and get to give them the opportunity to also find that happiness. So we get to find that courage to say, yes, I'm going to continue to be me. I'm going to continue to evolve and be the person that I came here to be. And letting go is love, right? Letting go, because when you let go, that relationship transforms into something else. It could be very peaceful. It could be very amicable. It could be just a completion, and then they grow into somebody really amazing. Whatever that is, but it's the mastery in that and the power in that is letting go and trusting that the divine and trusting whatever they came here to do, that they're going to find out.
That is, I love this phrase. Hearing you speak, we are evolving love. We are evolving love on this planet through our happiness and our passion and our joy. And so this brings us into timelines, because if sometimes lines are ending or collapsing because they no longer serve, then it's our love that we're infusing into the timeline that makes a new timeline. But we're not really, we can say letting go, but the letting go is love, as you said. And the letting go, that is evolving love. If we're letting go with the premise that everyone will be happy, that everyone will go out into the world loving more than themselves, loving more than anyone can love them, this is really key. And so let's talk about timelines, because timelines, we need to feed the timeline with our intentions, right? How does this work? Talk about timeline jumping. And actually, what is your definition of a timeline? And then how do we shift it and jump it?
Yeah. So timeline is like, it's options. Like, so right now, if you do nothing different, you're on this timeline that you're on. Let's say that something needs to change in your life. Let's say that you don't love your career anymore and you ready to move on, but you don't. So you stay on that timeline that is bringing you whatever is bringing you right now, whether it's unhappiness, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant. When you start making choices, when you start letting go of the things that are keeping you there, maybe it's the fear of letting go, maybe it's the fear of letting go of control, maybe it's the fear of not feeling safe when you make a different choice. So if you can imagine you're on this straight line, this is the timeline that you're in. When you make a choice of, I deserve more and I'm going to trust the universe and I'm going to choose this, And that takes you in a different timeline. And then let's say that you take that timeline, and while you're on that timeline, you decide, well, I feel like there's a new opportunity for me, or now I'm going to focus on my self-love. Now you created a new timeline. So the choices that you make and the your mindfulness and the care that you have for yourself and the clearings that you do for yourself keep creating that jump into a new timeline, into a higher, better, higher, better, higher, higher, better that is more aligned. So another way of saying this is the choice that you're making, is it going to move you closer into alignment to what makes you happy and fulfilled, or away? And that's how you're creating your timelines as well. The jumping of the timeline, it's that pivot point. The pivot point when you say yes. The pivot point when you say yes to having it all. Yes to happiness. Yes to I deserve more. Yes to I'm going to trust the universe. Yes, I'm just going to jump into the unknown and I'll create it as I go. Is the level of surrender. Even if you don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but you just do it because you're leaning into that divine yes. You're leaning into radical trust, and you're allowing the universe to support you, and you're saying yes to that divine partnership. It's really interesting because I've seen this happen over and over. And when you have different options and you look at that option and you see where that option takes you, you see that timeline in front of you. When you
Yeah.
have another option and then you look at that option and you see that timeline in front of you. So what we want to do is always choose what's in our highest good, what's going to bring the greatest amount of joy and happiness, fulfillment, and keep us in integrity with who we are. So it's inward, it's alignment, but it's also the highest good for ourselves and others, meaning that we're creating good in the world. And that will always keep you moving higher and higher to a higher level of whatever it is that you meant to create, or whatever it is your intention is, especially abundance and prosperity. Because what you do when you say yes to you, you're moving away from I have to work harder, or I have to learn this lesson, or I have to keep punishing myself. And then you make another choice of I deserve happiness, I deserve love. So then what you're attracting in is those experiences and less of the things that you don't want.
Very good. Thank you. Yes, it is really powerful to simply, almost to do the opposite of what we've been programmed. We've been programmed to say no, or to be fear. And when we're in fear, making decisions from fear, then we are not saying yes to things, and we are creating timelines out of fear. So it
Mhm.
really is important to pay attention to the whole evolution of life and why we're here, because we are creating powerful timelines, loving timelines. Let's look at it that way. It's a timeline of love for the highest good for everyone. That is a beautiful earth. That's new earth when we get there, when we can see that we're all doing it. And so it's important then, would you say, to unplug from, wow, the collective timeline. We
Mhm.
can see, like, if we read the newspaper, well, when you watch the news, if you watch television news, you can see really timelines that they're projecting that's not very comfortable at all. And when we read the news, we can also see timelines, and you can begin to see where the headlines, even the headline is biased towards wanting someone to feel into a certain timeline. So what do we do with that? I believe that we could shift it. This is where, as
Mhm.
light workers, we could literally disengage from those timelines, maybe blaze the violet flame and these other
Mhm.
tools, and do some light work for the collective timelines, by disengaging from those timelines that don't want us, they don't work for us, and into a more productive timeline. Do you have advice on this?
Yes, and I want to add a little bit more to what I was saying about the timelines. When you shift your timelines, you're moving into a new, like a new field of possibility. And the easiest way to do that is to also uplevel your consciousness, meaning that if you're stuck in that survival, it's going to be hard for you to change that timeline because you're in the doing. As I wake up and I do, and I wake up and I do. So you want to reflect on where am I in my state of consciousness so that I can more easily change my reality. The reality is that new time. And in moving yourself through the levels of consciousness from the doingness, the survival, to now I'm aware and awake and I know I have choice and now I'm making choices. I'm learning to make powerful choices and I'm moving away from victim into creator, to I'm connected with who I am. You know, I feel, I know that I am more than this body, that I came here to experience more than what I'm experiencing now, that I deserve more. And then going into the higher level of consciousness, which is what you were describing, is then that oneness, unity consciousness. Because at that point, we can really shift. We are contributing to mass consciousness at every level. But the more that we're awake, and the more that we realize that we're one, we're unity consciousness, we're the field, then we can more easily impact what's happening out there in the world. If we stay in the dormant state or in the survival, then that's at the level that we're contributing. If we go higher into our consciousness, that's the level that we're contributing because now we're holding more light, we're holding more possibility, we're holding a higher vibration. So we begin to illuminate, you know, early when we were talking about letting go and choosing, just choosing your path and choosing your path and choosing love, you're paving that pathway, you're creating that inspiration, that possibility. You become that beacon for others to see, wow, there's a different way of doing life. So that's what we do as we move through our states of consciousness. We bring more light, we bring more awareness, we bring more awakeness, we bring new possibilities. And especially if we're focused on peace and abundance for all and feeling oneness and love and connection, then we shift the fear, shift the shock and trauma that's presented in the news. We see it and we know that that's not really true. We see it and we're like, well, that's not the reality I'm buying into. And that's not the reality that I'm going to share around me in my environment. And so we choose from that point, and then we invite others to come into the space. So we significantly and positively impact mass consciousness in the field in a very beautiful way.
Yes, that is the beautiful work of all the light workers that are really holding space and bringing in these new timelines of love. And so I'm in deep gratitude for all light workers who do this and are raising the vibration of our planet. It's wonderful. And like yourself, you do incredible work. Okay, we are going to have a process with you, a meditation. You're a beautiful light language channel as well. Maybe some of that'll come through. I want to get to a question as we were talking about relationships, right? And surrendering and letting things go. Remember that we are letting things go into love. We are evolving love so that as we let things go, we're doing it for that other person in the relationship to up level or to find beauty and joy and love in their life. I get that. It's wonderful. Here is a question in our Q&A. If a relationship is a difficult one, do we keep trying to work to a higher place? Does it mean that we're still needing to grow from the interactions? I guess I'm referring to triggers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very good question. So in a relationship, and really whether it's an intimate relationship, any other kind of relationship, because sometimes we have those similar relationships in a work environment, we first of all get to look at how, from a place of non-judgment and from a place of no ego, is this relationship in my highest good? First of all. So that's one of the things because we want to honor ourselves and honor who we are and our boundaries. But secondly, what is this relationship showing me about me? But we can make choices, and the choice could be I'm complete with this relationship, or the other choice could be this is really interesting. This person is showing me that I'm still not loving myself. This person is showing me that I'm still not owning my power. This person is showing me that I don't have enough compassion for myself. So the triggers, we get to look at that. That's where the information is for evolution. Doesn't mean that relationship has to end because you're having these experiences. But it could mean also that you there's certain parts of you that you're still working through that are asking to be healed. So we get to look at the inner child, we get to look at the different parts of you and even the victim. And we get to heal those parts of ourselves. And when you're evolved, so the relationship is not really, so meaning like when you're in a relationship, the work that you're doing, yes, it is for the other person, but it's really for you, right? The work that you get to do when you're in a relationship is for you because you can't hold that person in the relationship, even if you can become your best self. They have to choose that as well. And they get to choose to be who they want to become. If you continue to do your inner work and you evolve and they're not evolving, then you get to decide, is this the best situation for me? And then you get to make that decision. However, if they're reflecting back at you what is still painful or traumatic, and they're giving you or they're presenting you the opportunity for you to heal, you get to heal that. And let's say as you do that, they're showing up differently because now you're owning your power. So what they were showing you is that you weren't owning your power. Now you own your power, and now they see you differently. And let's say that you heal parts of yourself, little ones, and now you have greater joy and happiness. So they're really attracted to the joy within you. So what I'm saying is that the relationship could shift in any different way. You get to make the choices of, is this what I really want? Is this what makes me happy? Understanding that the work that you're doing is not for that person, it's for yourself. Because you came here to do what you came here to do to be the best version of you. And being the best version of you also means being compassionate to yourself and others, holding space for yourself and others, uh, honoring yourself and honoring others. And if you're doing that and that's still not working, again, you get to make that decision for yourself. And if you're doing that and that relationship completely transforms and if the person wants to jump into their own work, then that's perfect as well. But the key is to look at, what is this person showing me about me? They're not any situation in life, whether it's a relationship or an event that happens outside a relationship or a career or just with a random person. If you're triggered, that's an opportunity. It's not like, oh my God, this is what they're doing to me, or why are they doing this to me? It's like, well, that's really interesting. I'm still working on owning my power. There's something there that I haven't quite integrated. I'm feeling insecure. I'm working on not enough. So you lean into that. You lean into I am enough, or owning your power, or I am joy, or I accept myself as I am. They're just reflecting what is already there because we're creators. We're creating it. And they are co-creating with us. They're part of our still family that we enroll to be here with us. Sometimes they come in for that just instance. Other times they stay with us for a while until we get it.
It's so beautiful. Thank you. And we're, as you're speaking, I know others are looking back at relationships. And if we be the adult, if we look at how we are here to learn from those relationships really are key for our ascension. They assist us with ascension because if we can learn to evolve love in that way, or to turn it and look at what we're missing in our lives through that relationship. If we're not loving ourselves enough or being compassionate enough, then that is really important. And it really is beautiful. So that I think that's comforting for those who are moving through relationships, for us to remember it's all about the love. Don't forget the love. And so that's, again, I'll just say it's powerful because we can grow so much through that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that question from our Zoom audience. So we actually would love for you to take us on a journey. I know you help people connect to their soul wealth and align to their highest potential. Can you offer us a journey or an experience here in this episode?
Yeah. Yes. Before the show, I always get like what we're gonna do before the show. And one of the things that I love to do, and especially if manifesting or wealth or prosperity is what you're working on, what your intention is. This would be really good. So we're going to start by first deciding, being clear about what you want. And we're going to connect to that soul wealth in a moment. So let's go ahead and just take a moment to decide what brings me happiness, financial support, or financial overflow. You can even choose a number because then you can really see how you relate to that. So let's say that you're asking, if I had $100,000, then I would feel supported. Or if I had $200,000, I would feel supported. I would feel like I was on purpose and the universe is supporting me and I'm being rewarded for what I do. So choose something that we can test.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead and take a deep breath. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take that number. And remember, money is energy. So it doesn't have to be anything small. It could be something really outrageous because then you can find actually where it is. You can go big. So go ahead and choose that number and go ahead and bring it in front of you and notice what it looks like. And then you want to feel what you're feeling when you see that number. And go ahead and say to yourself, I have, and state that number. X amount is available to me. I have. And if you're asking for a million or more, you can say I am, like I am a millionaire, or I have $1 million. And notice where those words get stuck. For some of you, I feel that the words getting stuck in your throat. So that means that you're not in integrity with that, which means that your energy is your vibration is not connected to that. It doesn't feel like you can have it. So we're gonna unlock those. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. Okay, go ahead and again state I have, but the number I have. So just you just $1 million. I have $1 million available to me. And so what I noticed for the group is that the words came in and then they stopped in the heart space and they came back up. So when I look into the heart space, what's preventing you from really, first of all, owning the words that you're saying? So there's a part of you that's looking outward and saying that money is out there. And you're looking at money as a tool. So we want to change, first of all, the relationship with money and the way you perceive money and the conditions you have around money. So we want to delete it and create all of that. Okay. Now, as you're working through this, go ahead and bring your hands to your heart space. We want to connect to the light within ourselves. We want to connect to our soul light or soul experience or soul truth. Omadika. And notice the light expanding, amplifying through the front of the heart space and through the back. Go ahead and bring your hands in front of you together as in prayer. And then bring them up and over your head. And then open up the channel. So we want to connect to source. And we want to create a beautiful connection so that we may receive and have this beautiful exchange of energy. And we also want to invite source, universe, to this practice. And then go ahead and allow your arms to come over as if you were extending the light around you. And you want to, again, bring your hands back to the top and expand that light in front of you and then behind you, as if you were surrounded in this beautiful light with the beautiful, powerful, clear, open channel. So go ahead and take a look at the color of the light. And look at the width of that channel. For some of you, it looks like a very open funnel, very beautiful. Now, this is the truth. Your truth is that your connection with source Your exchange with source, the support with source is there, it's available to you. You're not alone in this. And source will always provide. So go ahead and take one more deep breath. And we're going to start leaning into that. Leaning into that, knowing that we are deserving. Leaning into that, knowing that we are mighty creators. We are creation itself. We're the expression of the universe. We're the God spark. And as creation, we're infinite possibility, pure potentiality, and abundance. Then I take one more deep breath. As I say those words, I feel the resistance for some of you accepting. I am God, I am universe, I am source. So I wanted to lead and create the mind lie about that created that separation. We want to lead and create the programming, the belief systems that you're separate, that you have to work for it or you have to be deserving of it. We want to come back to our ultimate truths and our alignment, which is I am creation. And as creation, abundance is already part of who I am. And as I say those words, and I see you moving into your alignment, I see some of the little ones, your inner child, that are stepping out. And as they're stepping out, they're saying, I need a little bit of support. So go ahead and take one more deep breath and go ahead and make that statement again. I have, or I am. And say it out loud to yourself, because you're also declaring it. And when you declare it, you can see if you're in alignment with it or if you're resisting it. Behind the back of the heart space, I see the little ones resisting, and they're resisting because they feel like this was too much. The number that you're choosing was too much. They didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know how to manage it. So we're going to release them from that responsibility. So go ahead and invite your little ones to come forward and let them know that they're not responsible for your wealth. They're not responsible for your abundance. They're not responsible for creating for you. They're not responsible for managing your finances. You're going to do that. You, the adult. They get to play. They get to have fun. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. Beautiful. Now, as your inner children are letting go of that burden, notice the expansion in the back of the heart space as well. It's like you took a big sigh. Okay, I guess I can have this. So go ahead and take one more deep breath and come back to that number. But we want to see that number as energy. We want to remember that money is energy. Money is love. Money is light. Money is truth. Money is passion. Money is purpose. Money is blessing. Money is available to you. Money, abundance, wealth, and prosperity. They're an expansive and amplified energy that wants to support you. That it's part of who you are. It's not separate from who you are. So as you state that number again, come into your awareness of your heart space. So perceive yourself, imagine just sitting in that center of the heart space. Attracting money, receiving money is you saying yes to you, you loving yourself. So as you come into the center of the heart space, tune into the love that you have for yourself. For some of you, the right side is open and the left side is a little constricted. So again, take a deep breath and release and let go. I deserve, I am worthy, I am enough. And notice that the light just expanded, the light of your soul just expanded. Now we want to move this light, your divine essence, source energy, divine intelligence through your field, because we want to connect every energy center to this new truth that you're creating, that you're now adopting, that you're now embracing. One more deep breath. As you are in the awareness of your heart space, you can even bring your hands to your heart space. I am abundance. I am creation. I am divine light. I am truth and possibility. I am expectancy. I am surrender. I am love. I am blessing. I am a gift. And go ahead and allow that energy to expand, the light from the center of your heart to expand all the way through. This is a blessing that you're giving to yourself. It's a recalibration that is happening in your energy fields. Moving down to the power center, and notice the divine yes in your power center. Yes, I am. And then go ahead and extend it through your sacral area. And as your sacral area is a little bit hesitant, go ahead and say yes. Say yes. I'm choosing this now. I get to choose this now. I get to heal aspects. So here we're clearing shame and blame and fault and guilt. Also clearing self-sabotage. So as we release those layers, you can begin to lean into the passion, creativity, abundance, prosperity within your sacral area. This is the womb. This is where you birth new ideas. This is your reproductive system. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. This is light and source and universe. Now extend it to your root chakra. This is overflow and thriving. Go ahead and extend it through. One more deep breath. Let's go ahead and continue bringing source energy through. Source creation. And as you're bringing source energy and you're looping it through your heart line, we're moving into the knowing that I am creation itself. I am my higher self. I am divine love. I am divine truth. All is available to me now. Okay, go ahead and take one more deep breath. And as you're running source energy, continue to move the light all the way through your legs, connecting to Mother Earth. And notice the big smile that Mother Earth sends you. This is her saying, I've been waiting for you to say yes. I've been waiting for you to accept what's already available to you, your divine right inheritance, as creation, as light, as divine essence. There's the kingdom waiting for you. It's available to you. Riches, wealth, prosperity, infinite abundance. So she's very joyful and very grateful that you're saying yes, because if you choose it, then others would choose it as well. If you choose it, then you hold the space for others to say, that's also available for me. I choose abundance. I choose contribution. I choose service. I choose love. I choose to be my best self, and I choose to be a way shower. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And notice source energy moving up your legs, up through your field and up through your heart line and looping around. So you're balancing and you're being held by both source and universe and Mother Earth in this beautiful sphere of light, this beautiful sphere of creation. And notice your soul as this amplifying, saying, yes, 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 I deserve this. Yes, 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 this is who I am. And notice that there's no more separation between you and your soul because you're surrendering. You're recognizing the thoughts that come up that created the separation before, but they're just out there. They're not coming in and interfering. They're moving into their mastery. One more deep breath. Ingayetiak amashiayama kuaniatiak eshe mishtuayama ukaye kenik imaguya ishtu kushuma watiko ukaya meka it esh niat ya yaoshawa mawatiako imngaya wat yakuam kiayet yamawat ya ustaye kayamawati waya yatastakashimawat mikiki ukuna mawati yatishtakashayana yatike Yatasha wat umaya dayama wat yamaya dididistiki. Isheo yamakuwaya. As you're running source energy and earth, to come into the center of the head, to the authority, to the sovereign being that you are. You're realigning, recalibrating your energy centers. I am sovereign. I am my authority. Your throat. I own the power of my word, and I am in integrity with my word. My word creates my reality. The heart space. I believe in myself and I trust myself. And I give this to myself. I bless myself with infinite abundance, prosperity. Your power center, yes, 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 I deserve this. I am enough. I receive it now, and I ignite and amplify and attract more into my life. Your sacred area. I am abundance. And abundance is infinite, and there's a flow of abundance within me. As I flow with ease and grace, the universe brings me more and more of what I desire. Your root chakra. I feel safe creating, attracting. I feel safe having and receiving. I am in a state of overflow. I thrive. I own my body. I own my space. I am in alignment with who I am. I am in alignment with receiving, having, manifesting, and creating. I thrive. I thrive. I thrive. Your book amayete ki itam ayet ono ot eaka tiapo one me ki ita tete ike. Sheku o ama o te ikama o te akoko stini. Mi utu ana a o te ko shiti ama o te ko. Ingaya te testik heshimawa. Go ahead and take another deep breath and go ahead and bring that number. Now you had it in front of you. Go ahead and bring it over your head. And notice that it's very sparkly. It's shining as if it was flashing in beautiful light. And notice the color of it. Some of you may be like a little green, a little blue. Some of you may be gold. Whatever that number is, go ahead and receive it now. Go ahead and allow that number to gently melt into your field because you're accepting it, you're receiving it, you're aligning with it, you're saying yes to it. You're making this number available. You're making wealth, abundance, prosperity available to you now. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And as you're allowing it to melt into your field because you're receiving it, because you're saying yes to it, because you're saying, I deserve it, and I'm the great, and I choose how much. I choose, my upper limit. And I'm choosing that this and more is available to me now. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. And as you come inward, notice the alignment, your soul alignment. Your soul is saying, yes, of course. Yes, of course. This and more is available to you. So now you're moving into the expectancy. Of course it's going to happen. You're moving into the universe is already orchestrating for me. Go ahead and take one more deep breath and just allow that to be so. And we're going to, as you're integrating it, we're going to go ahead and see that timeline in front of you. So as it's coming into your field, we're going to go ahead and see that timeline. So see that time in the future where you have this already. Notice where you are. Notice who's around. Notice what you're doing. You go ahead and go into that place. Be there now. And experience the joy of having this. Experience the joy of creation. Experience the joy of being in divine partnership with yourself and the universe. Go ahead and take one more deep breath. Now we're going to move that time in the future to the now. So go ahead and see that timeline coming up as if it's coming up, 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 and then falling into your field, like gently coming into your field. You're bringing it into the now. You're bringing it into, of course, it's happening. You're making it inevitable. One more deep breath. There's a few of you that are not sure that could happen, not sure if that's going to happen. So go ahead and just decide, I believe, I trust, I surrender, I allow. Nem ekame etia koshte nemia wate akaya na oakoya kimiki inikene ka oshte. Ishtuku ukaya me te kama watana na tachite oshawa. Ishtuku aya denikeme wate ukama. Amen. One more deep breath. Again, pulling out all those layers of resistance, all those layers of disbelief or non-belief. Releasing all of that. Remember, you're the creator. You get to choose, this is my new reality. I'm just letting it be so. It is done. One more deep breath. Okay, there's one more thing that Source wants to do for you. As you bring that new energy in of all that you desire, go ahead and feel back into your heart space and notice what you notice, what you see or you perceive in the heart space. Notice the color. Notice the image. Beautiful. So that is an upgrade and a higher connection to your soul. For some of you, it looks like a beautiful symbol, gold. For some of you, it looks like a treasure box. For some of you, it's a representation of your divine fortune. So notice what that is for you. And we're going to go ahead and expand it so it expands through your whole field. Beautiful. So you're holding and you're feeling and you're in the knowing, I am my divine fortune. I am my divine fortune. So go ahead and state that I am that you were using earlier with that number that you chose. And notice how that feels. And notice that for many of you, the majority of you at the end, the answer is yes. So you say, I am, and then there's a voice that says, yes. Yes, you are. Or I have, and the answer is yes. Yes, you have. Beautiful. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you can come back to your awareness and come back to join us. It is done.
Wow. I feel that so confidently. That's the word that I choose. There's this soul confidence that we have a right to this. And this is what it means by our vibration, holding our vibration in alignment with our soul. That was so beautiful. Thank you. I have a comment coming in. Tara says, thank you. That really feels like it landed for me. Absolutely. Aligned. That is the definition of alignment. And there's a smile on our face. How can we not have a smile on our face when we're connected in this way?
Beautiful.
Love it. It really very, very good. Thank you so much. And so
Beautiful.
that's the work that you do. That is the energy healing, the work that you assist the planet with. And it really is wonderful. So there is a special offer. I'm going to put this in our Zoom box and in our YouTube channel. So those who would like to learn more about how you can work with Maria, we've got a really fascinating feature. This is a wonderful package. And I'd love for you, Maria, to share more about it because this is truly helping us live our best life, authentic, abundant, empowered, and free. Tell us what goes on here with this package. It's full of wonderful things. It's huge.
And let me bring it up.
And I'm putting it in our box for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So this beautiful, powerful package is about redesigning our life. We were talking about timelines. We were talking about our superpowers. And the biggest superpower we have is choice, our ability to choose our free will. We often forget that we are at the effect of others and whatever happens is what's meant to happen. But in reality, we can change that. So when we start choosing abundance and prosperity. And then we start moving into action and we start doing the alchemy to move us into the higher timelines. And we start grounding into our soul wealth and allowing our soul wealth to manifest for us. Then we start creating a new reality of abundance and prosperity. This program is a program about not just choosing that in your wealth and prosperity, but it's also about the other areas of your life. Wealth. Prosperous means in every area. So oftentimes what we do is we focus on one and not the other. And this program supports you in designing a life in which you're succeeding and up-leveling and you're choosing and taking action and doing the inner work, the ancestral work, the energy work, the alchemy, some of what we did today, the vibration of recoding, as well as the rewiring of the mindset to allow us to step into the next timeline and allow our reality to become a life by design. And we can do that. We can do that when we move into conscious creation. So conscious creation first is having the clarity. So we go through that program of let's find that clarity of that vision that you have. And let's look at why don't you have that now? And if you don't have that now, there are reasons why that are preventing you. So we get to the root of that and we clear that out of the way so that you can truly believe that the vision that you have of the life that you want is possible for you. So we move into that possibility and expectancy. And then we move into activating the abundance within ourselves, the soul wealth. And we move into activating the body as well to hold that soul wealth. So we look at the health of the body. And we heal at the DNA level, the cellular level. We detoxify the body. We activate the DNA, we code the DNA so that you're not only healthy, but you're also attracting the abundance and prosperity that you want. Or you're not only attracting the abundance and prosperity that you want, you're also healthy. So your body's supporting your desires. Your body's supporting the vibration needed to attract what you truly desire. The other thing we look at is relationships. And we talked about relationships earlier. It's up-leveling the relationships. Again, the way you up-level the relationship is by up-leveling yourself. So we get to look at those triggers. We get to look at what's happening in those relationships around you that are creating you being in lack and scarcity. Often is believing what's being projected into you as your truth or taking that on as your truth. So we untangle that, whether it's the relationship with your parents, relationship with your ancestors, or relationships with the significant other or immediate relationships. So we untangle, so we create a new space and a new way of living life where you feel empowered, where you feel like you're in control of what you're creating, where you feel like you're designing your destiny. And this journey is about you because you're the creator and you're the center of it all. So it doesn't matter what's happening around you, you can still shift it. Doesn't matter what the environment is showing you, you can still shift it. Because when you elevate, you move into a different timeline. You move into a different possibility. So over the 5 weeks that we're meeting every week, you'll move into we'll do different processes. Like you'll move into different timelines. We'll activate the DNA. We'll clear the ancestral lineage. We'll clear the inner child. We'll heal the inner child, integrate the inner child. We'll retrieve soul fragments that are left. We'll heal timelines that are playing out here in this lifetime. So we're reintegrating you into the highest version of yourself. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into the future as well and connect to the self-actualized version of yourself and have you integrate with that version of yourself and access the information that version of yourself has available to you. Oftentimes we do regression. When we go back and what do we need to know about the past? So, well, that's helpful. And we'll do a little bit of that. But what we really want to focus is the future, right? The future that you're creating. So we want to look at the future version of yourself that is self-actualized, that is able to hold success, that is able to hold abundance and wealth, that is able to build wealth, legacy, or generational wealth. And we want to learn from that version of yourself. We want to bring that information and code it into yourself so that you can step into the higher confidence. You can step into the higher knowing so that you can step into your own strategy of what is next for you. And in between that, you'll have MP3s that are going to continue to boost your vibration, amplify your field, help you expand your energetic container so you can hold what you desire. Part of what we did today through this journey was making sure that you can hold that number. So we had to clear some stuff out of the way. We had to raise your vibration so that your vibration, so your container could hold that for yourself. And that wasn't, so to the process, then you were able to hold that vibration of that number. And the program will do more of that as well. So if you had your initial number today, we'll double it, triple it, quadruple it, 10x it, so that you can continuously match that desire, so that your field can hold that vibration with ease and grace and allow you to easily manifest it into your reality.
Mhm.
The other areas that we'll do will activate abundance codes within you. We'll shift the relationship with other things like debt, credit, other ways of how you hold money and how you spend money. So we'll change the relationship. The relationship with money is really important, because if you think of money as a tool, then it's always going to be a tool. It's not going to amplify you, support you. It's not going to attract more of it. A tool is something you use and you're done with, right? When we reset that relationship with money as love, I always like to think about it as a puppy. It's unconditional. It wants to love you, it wants to bring you gifts, it wants to make you happy. When we have that relationship and we honor that relationship, and then we show up for that relationship and reciprocate that relationship, that amplifies. So we want to shift that relationship so money is being amplified for you throughout the process. So we'll start with clarity, your goal. We'll go through all these different activations, clearings, upgrades, recoding, recalibration, so that you may achieve what you desire. So your life will look different in 5 weeks, and then you will continue the process. The whole goal is that you want to look back at the end of the year and say, wow, I did something really amazing for myself. I decided to exercise my power of choice. I decided to do my inner work. I decided to shift my mindset to a more powerful mindset and raise my wealth consciousness. So that you look back at the end of the year and you say, wow, those little increments and shifting my limitations and releasing the set points and ceilings really paid off. And I now have X amount more than I did before. We want to look back and say, that choice, that little shift added up, they compounded, and here I am now. I feel so grateful that I took that chance, that I said yes to me, and I did that work, and I put it into practice. And every day I shifted my mindset and my behavior, and I raised my vibration, and I became. And now I have my life, my design.
Mhm. There you go. Those little shifts compound it all. And just think in a couple of months what that will bring us, or definitely in a year where we'll be. We're going to totally be different people in a different place because we are aligned with our soul wealth. We've done the alchemy, we've cleared the triggers, we've cleared the ancestral history. So much of this is the programming that keeps us from this birthright of our abundance and prosperity, this connection. So incredible work that you do. It is alchemy in its own sense. It's multi-dimensional clearing. I love it. Thank you. We are up leveling ourselves in a beautiful way. So this is for any type of person, no matter where they are on their path, right?
Absolutely. It's for anyone that is ready. This is the perfect time. It's the beginning of the year. And at the beginning of the year, we set goals, but we really want to be clear, intentional, and we want to move into conscious creation, because we're master manifestors. We've just been creating from the unconscious. So now we're creating from, I consciously desired this, and I'm aligning with this, and I'm aligning with the universe to have this be orchestrated for me. So we're moving that from that, not knowing, or life is happening to me, or I hope this happens for me, too. It's happening. So we move into that expectancy and that conscious creation. as we move the dial over to abundance and prosperity. It's it's very powerful when we move into responsibility and we really exercise the power of choice and we elevate into our higher wealth consciousness. Because in that space, we know that it's infinite. We know that it's available. We know that we're always going to be provided for. And if we know that we're always going to be provided for, then we can move forward with ease and grace, knowing that as we move in alignment with who we are now, so we keep shifting our timelines. Everything that we're choosing, everything that we're aligning with, everything that we're desiring is going to fall into place. I love playing with this field and the field of creation and infinite possibility because you elicit the universe to play with you. You know, there's so many laws of the universe, and when you're aware of the laws of the universe, not just the law of attraction, then you know that when you take action, it's going to happen for you. That there's a reciprocity that happens. That you know that the universe is giving to you as you decide, yes, I deserve this. Because if you're in unworthiness, then you're saying, I don't deserve it. So the universe is not bringing it to you. However, you move into, I deserve it. And I'm aligned with my value and my worth. Then the universe saying, yes, absolutely. What would you like? What can I bring you? And that's the kind of relationship we want to have with ourselves and the universe. That as we state it, so it becomes. As we declare it, so it becomes, because that is the truth of creation. That is who we are as light workers, as light beings, as powerful creative beings. When we move into that intentionality and we move into that it is so, I am creation, you know, we're jumping so many timelines, and
Mhm.
we're constantly transcending the old, and we're doing it with love. We're having fun in the process. We're not struggling. We're just in this beautiful flow of I everything is magic around me. And as I choose it and I decide it, and so it becomes, yes, I get to reflect on what's going on around me and what my environment has shown me. But that's the inner work that we came here to do, to become who we truly are, right? And to allow and receive all that is already available to us. We chose the different things that show up in our life for our evolution, but they're for our evolution. They're not meant to hold us back or to keep us from having or to keep us from living a prosperous life. They're here for us to do that, for us to be the best version of ourselves. And if we do it with fun and we do it with gratitude, it just feels so easy. So I invite everybody to step into that, shifting from hard work and efforting, from survival, from not believing to I'm just going to try this. I'm just going to give this a go. Trust, believe. And it's a practice of mastery.
It is a beautiful practice of mastery. And wow, just the time with you, helping to tweak the vibration, raise the vibration, align with our soul's vibration, truly doing the alchemy is really beautiful. And yes, we deserve this. We deserve it. And so just that sentence right now, if all anyone does is write down, I deserve this. I deserve my dream. Yes, we do deserve it. That frequency right there is that little shift that makes us hold that vibration, and it begins to reveal itself to us. I absolutely love this. Thank you so much for this. This is a wonderful program. It's all recorded if people can't join the live events. And there is, I want to say, there's a 2 payment option so that you can get started and pay some today. And then in 30 days, there's another option for that, because we want you to step into this and make it functional for you. So if that helps you, please take advantage of that. This is really wonderful. And is there anything else you wanted to add? There will be a recording, right? For those who can't make it. Yes. Excellent. Okay. So check that out, everyone. 5 modules, and then you've got bonus MP3s. Do you want to add anything about the bonuses? That's a beautiful option as well.
Yes, so we have the 5 modules that you'll receive in your inbox to prepare you for each call. They're not consecutive, meaning that you can listen to them in any order to amplify your field. And the live calls are meant to up level and upgrade you. The modules are also creating a new sort of foundation, meaning that you're activating who you are. Just as an example, you're reclaiming your throne and accepting your crown. So early when we were doing our process and we were talking about your divine inheritance is within you, and there was a separation. So that's a non-truth. That's an old program. That's a belief system that we adopted from our ancestors. So we want to clear them and move into that deservingness. My kingdom is within me, and yes, I accept my crown, and with that, I accept my activating the high priestess light. So, what is that energy of the high priestess? Is totality, it's beauty, it's grace, it's abundance. So, we want to activate all of that within you. So, they're building the layers of that foundation as you move forward. And the bonus MP3, they're a beautiful, they're beautiful chambers in which it's like a spa. You come in and you're bathed in the luxurious diamond frequency. So that's where the additional recalibration happens, where you feel this being amplified even more through love, through the cosmic energy, the cosmic codes, embodying your sovereignty and self-authority. We talked about earlier in our process coming into the center of the head and being that authority, feeling sovereign. When you are your own authority, then you're choosing and creating and saying no to things that are no longer serving you. When you're sovereign, you're not allowing others to create in your reality. You're the creator and the master creator in designing your life. So all of these different modules and MP3s are really meant to, first of all, activate your soul well. Secondly, move you back into alignment in the truth of who you are, moving you into the possibility, into what is completely and absolutely possible for you. And of course, they do offer you that place of connection with source and universe that feels so yummy and so blissful, that is very nourishing to our soul and to our spirit, that fortifies our energetic field. And then we get into the calls, and the calls are about where you are, what projects are you working on, and what's in the way. And then you go back, back to the modules and the MP3s to support those layers. So when we're in the calls, I'm doing mini clearings. We're bringing out the unconscious programming, the belief systems. We're bringing up the ancestral, the past life. We're bringing all of that. And we're bringing it to your awareness so that you can choose to heal it. Because what we really want is to live in the moment, be in the present, knowing that we can have it all, and looking at what do we want to create and project into the future to bring it out. A lot of us project fear into the future, so we want to delete it and then create that. And we want to project possibility. We want to create wealth and wealth legacy and generational wealth. We want to create feeling happy, feeling healthy in our body support this. Even reversing our aging process. We want to project wonderful things that are going to support our life by design, the lifestyle that we want to live, the joy that we want to experience, the happiness that we want to have and share with others. And as a bonus, I'm offering a one-on-one session. So if you have something that you are working on right now and you want that one-on-one attention, that is part of the offer as well. So it includes a 20-minute session, and when you register, you'll receive the link to book that session.
Wow, thank you for this. So a beautiful time with you and all of those classes, plus the MP3s and an hour personal session. That will really help someone get their feet on the ground, their vibration into alignment for this beautiful way of living. This is really a course for New Earth living. Thank you so much for this.
My pleasure. I just want to make a correction. It's a 20-minute session, but we do so much in that session.
20-minute session.
20
Okay,
minute
very
session.
good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes. In a couple of minutes, we can shift very quickly.
Yes, we can. All right. And you have a great ability to help identify where people are blocked. And so that's part of the quick alchemy that can be done. Really
Absolutely.
thank you for the generosity there of your time, your personal session with people, and then this beautiful program. So your heart resonating with this information, you already know if this is for you. If Maria is a breath of fresh air for you, please join her in this course. She's designed it just for you, for your growth and expansion and your abundance and prosperity and your perfect health and joy as well. So thank you, Maria. This is always a joy to be with you. So fun. And we feel the connection to our soul. So we have
Wonderful.
shifted. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. As we say goodbye, any final thoughts?
Yes, I just want to say this is the time for you. The time for you to choose your amazing life, to choose that you deserve more, to choose that you can have it all. This is the perfect time for you to step into and take one step at a time as you move forward to designing the life that you desire. Be kind, be loving toward yourself. Know that the universe is on your side, working with you, alongside with you. And as you choose you and say yes to you, the universe will continue to support you and orchestrate. And many blessings to you. I'd love to work with you, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple of days.
Beautiful. So sign up. We're excited for you to join Maria in these online events and to shift your vibration and watch it compounded into miracles, into the mastery that you are. Maria, thank you so much for this. And thank you for the support for light workers. We are all ready to be the light workers for our planet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren, and thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you for shifting with us today. Namaste. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.